Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Yeah, that was Josh taking you through the youth development under Ruben Annorim. Personally, do I think Ruben Annorim has done well under the youth? Rather, with the way he has carried the youth, yeah, I think he's done. You have to give him credit. Harry Amas has debuted. Chido Obi Martin there. You have Aiden Heaven, who has turned out to be so good. And all these players have turned out to be so good. You know, Collier is giving all these kids, some of you call him Toby Collier, but I prefer to call him Collier. He's giving all these kids, you know, space. And it's something very nice, you know. It's something really, really nice. You've talked about Sekou Kone, although he wasn't under Annorim, was he?
Yeah,
no, he wasn't under Annorim. But you've talked about Sekou Kone, Aiden Heaven, you know, the Chidos and all that. Let's look at the player, or rather, the youth development, Josh, under Annorim. Youth development. We have players like Harry Amas, who you remember in the preseason, we all thought he was going to get at least a nod before Ten Hag was fired, rather under Ten Hag. But unfortunately, Ten Hag left the club before Harry Amas, you know, was given a chance. But under Annorim, yeah, under Annorim, we've seen Harry Amas, we've seen Chido Obi Martin, we've seen Collier has also turned up under Amas. Then we've seen, I've talked about Aiden. Did I talk about Aiden Heaven? Yeah. So we've seen very many players, around 6 players. We've seen Godwin Kunkoki, although he hasn't debuted. Yeah, Kunkonki, but he has featured in one of the lineups, you know, on the bench. So it looks like he has that thing for kids. You know, he loves the youth. He's giving them, you know, he's giving them chances. And his recent comments on Aiden Heaven prove and show that he's a player who is very good, and the manager is going to be using, or rather, is going to be, you know, using him, you know, as a player, giving him more chances.
In the player.
He has all the confidence in the player. He's going to be giving him more game time. Unfortunately, he's currently injured. So, what do you make of Annorim's, you know, the progress of the youth under Annorim?
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's under 40, so you would expect that he's going to allow younger players to be brought into the side and play for the side. But most importantly, you would like to think that the kids like Aiden Heaven and Patrick Dogu, the fact that United is cutting costs and buying young, they will adapt easier to the style of football of the 3-4-3 formation. Whereas if you bought players who are already experienced and start playing another way, they may not be tailor-made for the system, and that will be very difficult for them to accept the methods of the manager. But younger players are good. Unfortunately, I do not see Harry Amas progressing at Manchester United, because Manchester United bought Aiden Heaven. They bought Diego Leon, and these are both left-footed players, and they have Godwill Kukonki, who the manager rates so highly. Even if Harry Amas was given his debut, Harry Amas to me looks like a player Man United could move on easily. But because we do lack the cash, never know, he could come in handy. He could be a player that we do look at for that wing back position. And the icing on the cake is Chido Obi Martin. So far, Chido Obi Martin has featured 4 times for Manchester United under Ruben Annorim, and I think that he has managed him very well. He has allowed him to train with the first team for a while before he even gave him an opportunity to play for the first team. But after he did do that, he started to give him a few minutes in the first team. And very soon, I think that Chido Obi Martin will be ready for a start before the season ends. It is just a bit maybe bittersweet that whereas Chido Obi Martin is in the wings waiting, Rasmus Højlund has sort of found his form. He has sort of found his form, and the manager has to stick to him, being the more experienced player, and you would have more trust that he would do it in more games than maybe an 18-year-old, 17-year-old Chido Obi Martin. So yeah, but I think Chido Obi Martin will be given a debut. He will be given his full debut before the season ends. And Seko Kone was also brought into the first team. He was brought in very well, even if he has not yet featured for the first side. At least he has been involved in the trainings and the environment, and that is good for him. You can imagine the faith a manager would have in bringing a kid like Godwill Kukonki, who was 16, into the first team. So these kids just have to be ready. They have to be extremely ready to play for Manchester United when their opportunity comes, because this is the only way that opportunities come. I mean, a player in the first team is going to be out, and it is your chance to flourish. So they should grab it by the scruff of the neck